So let's begin the conversation. But before I do that, I just want to ask you this. In a scale of 1, which is AI is all hype, at a scale of 10, this is definitely going to be a disruptor. What do you think? Keep the pulse running. AI is a hype, which is 1. AI is going to be a disruptor. We cannot just leave that as it is. So keep it going, and any number in between. What you know. This is based on what you know, what you see, what you have learned as of today. Right. Let's just begin the conversation with you, Mike. So let's start. So I know I did hear the asset mapping session. So the SFG 20 is experimenting generative AI within your organization. So how are you using Gen AI within SFG 20?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I think that AI has existed for a long time, hasn't it? But generative AI, this new AI that we've started hearing about with ChatGPT, that's quite new. Yeah. And the thing it seems to be very good at is doing natural language processing in a way that a human would. So one of the biggest challenges we have at SFG 20 is taking the maintenance schedules our tech authors write and applying those to real world assets. So we've got a schedule that says it's for a lift, and then you've got an asset which says it's an elevator. You've got to map these things together. At the moment, what normally happens is you actually send out a surveyor and do a lot of work. It takes weeks and weeks of effort to be able to say, which SFG 20 schedule would I apply to this particular asset? So we looked at that and we asked ourselves, how can we use this Gen AI to do that? Because it's a very, you can't just make a predictive model for that. You've got to do something slightly cleverer. So what we've done is this. We've made a database out of all of our schedules, 1,500 plus schedules, where we've tracked those using what's called an embedding, a way of finding things using what it means rather than just the words in it. And then what we do is we take in an asset register, we map that asset register to find which of the schedules that seem most likely that they're going to fit. Step 1. Step 2 is we then ask the AI to take the schedules it's found, the top ranked ones it found by the search, and we say, using your knowledge of the world, because it's got knowledge of the world, it understands synonyms, it understands acronyms, so it expands all of those things, and it uses that to say then, put in order what are the most likely. And then we run it through another pass of the AI. This is the amazing thing about it, like asking a person to do this. Yes. You say to the next level of AI, you say, okay, given this list given to you by an expert, please find me the 6 or 7 top questions that would differentiate the potential top ranking schedules out of this. And then we finally ask it one more time, please try and answer those questions given all the context you've got here. And that enables us to produce this really interesting output. The output is frequently just accurately mapped from the asset, even though it had a strange description with acronyms and a manufacturer. It's mapped that into which schedule you should use. And that's really important because those schedules tell you what you legally have to do to this equipment, what is the best practice to do to that equipment. And then if it isn't capable of finally choosing one for you, you've still got a set of questions that you can now answer to improve its matching, or you can just choose from the list. But that's massive. If you can imagine 1,500 schedules is a huge number to go through and to understand. A human would, even our tech authors would only know their own little zones of our content. Correct. The AI can understand it much more quickly and provide this thing that a human can then work on. We're talking about taking months of work down to days, potentially hours.
Thank you, Mike. That was very, very useful. So, audience, what Mike said, you can actually try it now. And if you have access to ChatGPT, Bing, Gemini, Claude, whatever the what we call Gen AI scripts tools, I just want you to go back and search SFG 20, because what Mike said was super important. Because first to understand what it already knows, it has learned a lot of stuff. I just want you to go back and study SFG 20, search. Understand what it already knows about SFG 20. Check any of the assets that you have. What could be the relevant code for that? And then look into, okay, this is a boiler that I'm trying to manage. What should be the red, amber, green classification? So I would like you to keep this as an interactive live session and ask questions, because what you're going to find in SFG 20 as we progress further is there'll be a lot more user-friendly. It's not just like, here's the standard, you just go. They're going to come out with a lot of tools, and that's going to enable you to do that. So here is an action for you. Go to one of the Gen AI tools, ask questions, about SFG 20. Ask questions about your company, your supplier, your competitor, your asset, and see what it tells you.
Thanks for watching. For more insights and updates, make sure to follow barchurain.com.